In this video, we will be replacing the tail light in this 2001 Ford F150. I first noticed an issue when my right blinker would blink very fast compared to my left blinker. This is very indicative of the tail light being burned out. To replace the tail light, I first need to open up the tailgate. And if I take a look at the area that my tail light is located at, I can see my tail light, and then I can also see two small access holes. This is where I want to be focusing my attention. These two small access holes will give us access to two screws that are holding that tail light in. Looking inside the access hole, we can see that there is the head of a bolt, and we will need a nut driver to loosen that. Prior to attempting to remove these bolts, I'm going to use some AMSOIL's metal protector to act as a penetrating oil to help loosen these bolts, because these bolts have been in here for probably 20 years and they are probably pretty rusted in there. Once the AMSOIL's metal protector has soaked in, we're going to use a 5/16 nut driver and remove the two hold down bolts. Once our two hold down bolts have been removed, we can wiggle the tail light assembly free. In this tail light assembly, we have two bulbs. We have a reverse light bulb, and we have our brake light and blinker bulb. Because the blinker bulb is burnt out, obviously we will be replacing that one. To gain access to the bulb, we're going to rotate our wiring harness counterclockwise about 90 degrees, and then we can wiggle that out. To remove the bulb itself, we're going to wiggle and pull the bulb straight out. If we take a look at the old bulb compared with the new bulb, we can tell that the old bulb has been blown, and a good indication of that is all the black haziness inside of the bulb. Additionally, you can see a break in the filament of the burned out bulb, whereas our new bulb, there is no break in the filament. You will then want to replace that with a bulb of the exact same size. And reinstallation into the socket is done in the reverse of the removal. Prior to installing the hold down bolts, I'm going to be using some heavy duty metal protector by AMSOIL on the threads of the bolts. This will prevent these bolts from becoming corroded and rusted more than they already are. So if I have to remove this again and replace my reverse light, it will be much easier to get the bolts out. Once the tail light is snug, we can test the tail light again to make sure that it's working.